What up, motherfuckers? Welcome to We're All Adults Here podcast, where the barbershop meets the hair salon. I am one half of the sexiest motherfucking podcast duo in the entire East Coast. Fuck that. They call me Ebby or Ebby the Stacked, and I'm with
Lee. What up, people?
Yo, what's good, niggas?
What's up with you?
Oh boy, I'm just here.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
Mm.
I always take up the bulk of the time of the recap time whenever we talk. All the time. It never fails. Every episode.
Got a lot to share.
You come in and you got maybe like a solid 10 minutes of shit, unless it's something crazy going on.
Yeah.
And then here I come with 30 minutes. It never fails.
People love it, yeah.
I mean, or it could just mean like my life is a hot mess. It's either a hot mess or it's an exciting mess. And either way, I have a lot to share from week to week. But I am here.
I'm definitely here. No, I'm with you.
How's your week
I promise you. My week has been work. It's been boring.
Yeah.
That's all it's been.
It's been work.
That's it. I think I said on last episode I got another job, y'all. So
yes.
Yeah.
My nigga be working for real.
Don't have time for nothing.
I feel you.
Barely to jack my dick. I did it.
I was about to say.
Yeah, did I do it yesterday?
Did you make time?
I did it the day before yesterday.
Okay, good. Because that's important. That's self-care.
Listen, you can't let them OnlyFans subscriptions just go to waste.
Go to waste, exactly.
You know
or the free porn if you can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like, masturbation is self-care.
Yeah.
I am fully one. I'm not even being funny.
No, it is.
It is. You have to bust a nut. At least 3 times a week you have to bust.
It might be 2 for me.
Okay, that's fine. 2 minimum. 2 minimum. Okay, 2 minimum.
Okay.
But I think that even like whether you have a partner or not, you need to just like release that. I think that there's something scientific with releasing a nut. How the fuck did we get into this? I think there's something scientific with releasing a nut where it gets rid of all the negative energy in your body.
I agree.
Maybe it's not science, but it's spiritual. I think it releases the negative shit that you store in your body, and then once it's out, you like, okay.
No, I'm good.
I can either go to sleep, or I can do some work, or I can do something, or whatever. I really think that there may be some truth to that.
Totally agree.
I really be coming with hood witch nigga logic.
No, it's true. Logic. It's true. You could be feeling like you're being dragged by like 100 pounds of weights and shit, like on your back or whatever. And once you get that nut out, it's like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm comfortable now.
For real.
Yeah, for real. I think so. I think so. If y'all agree, go ahead and hit us up and let us know, because I'm sure you will. Like, yeah, she was right. Like, it is science. If you have the actual facts behind it too, that would be great. If you just send it to us.
Yeah, please do.
Whatever article backs that bullshit up, that would be great. Because I feel like it does. I feel like it does. Some people, they get really sad after they bust a nut because it's still releasing something that laid dormant in them, and they need to cry. Yeah. Like, okay, now I nutted and I need a good cry afterwards, type of shit. Because
so is that why y'all cry sometimes after sex, or during sex when y'all nut?
No, I think that's completely different. I think the overwhelming experience of the sex, and then the partner, and then the connection and the chemistry and everything, sometimes it's just overload, and you're just like, oh my God, like I'm just gonna burst into tears. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've only cried a few times.
You ever had a guy cry on you?
Yes.
Really? What were you doing?
I was sucking his dick. What else?
He cried?
Yeah, he cried. I was like,
did he whelp? Like,
he was sniffling at first, like trying to hide it. This is so funny. I should have put this in the book. But it's not a sex book. So
don't go back.
No, I'm editing. I'm going back and editing and shit like that. But it's not a sex book. So there's some sex in there, but only because it's traumatic. But I'm sucking his dick, and I'm like on my knees on the bed. This was a long time ago. I'm on my knees on the bed, and then I kind of just like open up my knees and kind of get downward. So I'm still on my knees, but I'm like laying on them, if you can visualize it.
Yeah.
And I can hear him. Usually I can always hear when the guy starts with the feet cracking, and the, I can always hear that shit. I can always hear it. But then like I lifted the balls. I gently lifted the balls, and I just went right underneath it in the area between the asshole.
That made him cry.
And he started sniffling at first. So I'm like, well, let me try. He's going. And he's like squeezing and tensing up and shit like that and holding on to because I told him don't fucking touch me. I was like, don't fucking touch me.
I watched some porn like that.
At first, he was trying to like put his hands. He put both hands on, and I was like, don't fucking touch me. So he's like, damn, okay. So he's like grabbing onto the bed, onto the sheets and shit like that. And I could feel his body like tensing up or whatever. I was like, all right, he's about to nut. And I'm going to let him nut just like, or I'm going to let the nut trickle down because I'm underneath the ball. So I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. Right. So as I'm like going to work or whatever, and now I'm at the gooch area, I guess that's what they call it. I'm at the gooch area, and then I'm like sucking on the balls, and then I come back up. I'm making a game out of it at this point. And he's sniffling harder. So at first I'm thinking like maybe he has something in his nose or whatever. So he nuts, and then I get up, and I'm looking, like I get to straddle him, and he's got tears. But I didn't hear, it wasn't like a sob. It was
they just water your eyes?
No, it was falling out of his, when someone's crying. It wasn't watery eyes, they were falling out of his eyes. And I was like, are you crying? And he was like, man, I ain't never had nobody lick my gooch before. I never knew how that felt before. He was like, I just wanted to cry. He was like, you so beautiful. I'm like,
that's dope.
Yes,
he's gonna remember you forever.
He will, but I fuck him and then I leave him. Fuck them and then I leave him. I get what I want. I'm out the door.
That's what that was?
One of those very early on situations, like an early iteration of 30s Ebony.
I know he was blowing your phone up.
Yeah. I mean, he was a nice guy, but it was nothing to write home about. Damn. I was more so excited because I was making a game out of sucking his dick. So I was like, oh, this is fun. So I'm going to gooch it for a little bit. I'm going to balls it for a little bit, and I'm going to dick it for a little bit, and I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to remix it, and then he really wasn't, like, he didn't know what to do. I could sense that he was trying to hold his nut back, but it was very quick. It was probably like 10 minutes of sucking dick.
That's what's up.
Amazing. How we get into that? I don't know, but fuck it. It's our shit. It's our show.
No, ask if you ever made somebody cry before.
Oh, yeah, because we were talking about the busting of the nut. Yeah, like, because you...
Yeah. Okay. I've never cried while busting a nut or sex. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I've done it. I've cried before. It's a euphoric experience. And it feels really good. Yeah. I need some dick. Pronto.
Sir, are you listening?
Pronto. Anyway.
But
is that all?
Yeah, my week's been trash. I have no hot news, no spicy stuff that I can think of off the top of the head.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, listen, you worked. You was busy. Yeah. You beat your meat, and that's all. It's fine. You took care of yourself this week.
I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Last episode got some really great reception. If you guys haven't listened to, if this is your first episode that you're listening to, please go back and listen to that one. It's called Emotional Roller Coaster, episode 92. Yeah. Oh, we almost had 100.
Almost.
Finally. God. It's like forever. We was chucking up that motherfucking shit trying to get there. Goodness gracious. Yeah, episode 92 is called Emotional Roller Coaster, and it was indeed an emotional roller coaster. So people were messaging me on Instagram, and I was getting text messages and Facebook messages about the episode. And I didn't realize that so many of my people will still listen because we don't discuss the show anymore. But they definitely were like, yo, that was really real and necessary. And I didn't even realize that I had these things laying dormant, or nobody knows, and nobody asks questions. And even I have 2 separate girl
group chats.
Yeah. And I put the link in the group chats for them to listen to, and simultaneously they're commentating. It's like, I think it's like 6 of us in one and 7 of us in the other. So I'm having the same type of conversations with the group chats. They had a lot of commentary about you. Jessica wants to come on the show. She said, I thought that Lee and I were best friends. He was my best friend in my head until y'all start talking about the cheating. Until we start talking about the cheating shit. When you said that you feel like it's possible for a man to be in love with his woman and still cheat on her. Yeah,
for sure.
It even sparks I don't want to say an argument, but it was like some girls was on one end of the fence, the other. So I was like, this is really interesting.
Tell them to come.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would like to have Jessica and Gary on. First of all, I've talked about them enough on the show, but I think that their relationship dynamic is really interesting. How they got to being married, I never discussed on the show because it's not my tea to spill. But it's a really interesting story that started not so greatly, I should say, you know. So I told her, I was like, you more than welcome. You know what I mean? Y'all are more than welcome to come on. They're a young married couple with children, a blended family and then a child together.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it would be interesting. But yeah, it made me emotional listening to it. I listened to it 3 times. It was so good. It was like I wasn't listening to us.
That's dope.
Like, I know we're good, right? But it was like I wasn't listening to the show, to our show. It was really good and therapeutic to get out and to also listen back to. It just was like, I cried listening back to it. I was like, yo, I'm really in pain. I really am in pain. And it's coming across now in my work. Even with editing the book, I'm putting darker stuff in there because it attributes to to the bigger story. Right. I'm just adding little things. It's not like I'm not rewriting the shit or adding a whole nother chapter or whatever, but there are things that I missed that my memories are like slowly, like little things are starting to come to me. My children also are sparking dormant memories to be revived because at dinner we have, I always ask them, we have dinner together, right? So I always ask them, what's one thing, I ask them how their day went. So they tell me, they give me like a brief synopsis of their day. And then after they finish, I say, what's one thing that you did that made you happy today? And they'll tell me. And then what's one thing that you did that made somebody else happy? So they tried asking me that, but I'm like, my days are so random that there's nothing exciting happening that I can discuss with my children.
Right.
So London shifted to asking me interview questions. So he will ask me a question. They each will ask me a question. More so the 2 big ones will ask me a question a week. And they asked me something like, what's your favorite memory with Sugar, my mother? And I talked about, my mom was a bus driver for all my life. She retired, as did my grandfather. And I used to ride the bus with her when I was a kid. And because now I know it's because she didn't have childcare. But then I'm 6, 7, and it's, oh my God, like this is a bus and I'm going to have fun on the bus with my mom, Right. And she would make a big deal about it the night before. Like, pack your book bag. So I would put my books in my book bag, my toys in my book bag, and she would pack me lunches and snacks and shit like that with the welfare food that we had, the no frills shit with the white can and just the big letters. It's a cereal. That's what it is. Rice. That's what. we had that shit, Right. But I would sit in the seat on the bus and in the window seat and just be swinging my legs and looking out the window and shit like that. And when they asked me that, I was like, I didn't put that in the book. I need to put this in the book because as a child, it was an adventure. As an adult, I know my mom would have rather me not be there. That exposure to so many different people on a bus.
She didn't let you see that, though.
Absolutely not.
That's dope.
Absolutely not. My mom had her issues. She has issues and had her issues then. But when I was younger, it was easier. When I was a teen, it was hard. But when I was a little baby, it was just everything. Let's turn it into a fun experience, So those type of things are being rehashed, and I'm finding ways to put them in the book because it matters to the relationship between my mother and I, and a lot of things with her job and community too, because I was raised by the job, and so everybody would look out for me and shit like that. I was her child. I was Crystal's daughter and Ray's granddaughter, so it was like a big ass melting pot of different cultures, a lot of white people, lots of white people that if I got on their bus and I had a problem, they was pulling the air brake.
This is where in New York?
In Queens. So mommy's bus was in Queens. So a lot of the times, because I went to school all my life in Queens, I would have to take the buses to meet her at her bus depot, and then we drive back to Brooklyn together. So I would be on everybody's bus. And it was just like I was very much so taken care of by the community. And I forgot that part to put in the book too.
That's
so
important. Yeah.
That's very important because it was, people of all walks of life, white people, people who may have had racial biases, I'm sure. But I was a kid and I was their kid. Like I was a kid of New York City is interesting growing up in. This is not at all what this, I'm being very random and it doesn't matter.
That's good.
New York City is a very interesting place for a child to be raised in because I didn't have the experience of like racism. I feel like New York is separated by occupations. So you have the blue collar. We're very unionized in New York. So if you're a steel worker and you're in the steel workers union, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, you're a steel worker. Like that's how you're identified. And I think it has a lot to do with like labor back in the day, like the Italians and the labor, the unions and the creation of unions and stuff. I think it has a lot to do with that. But being a child of a bus driver who the bus depot was private at first, because I know you're familiar with what MTA is in New York.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that back in the day. It didn't start out like that. It was MTA, and then there were the private bus companies. And mommy drove for a private bus company. So it was like a smaller family with mad Irish people, mad Italians. And growing up in that environment, growing up in Brooklyn where it's predominantly black, but there's also Arab Americans that own the stores and integrate, and it was like Asians integrated. It was never like a racial thing. It was a class thing, like a social class thing, and occupation. Drug dealers fucked with the drug dealers. Bus drivers fucked with the bus drivers. What I mean? So I've been in still in reflective mode. Like that's really interesting for a kid to be raised up in an environment like that and then move to the South and be like, oh, these niggas is like white people racist. These ain't the whites in New York. They not the whites in New York.
I believe it.
When I was doing the questions today, I was like, white people different in New York. They are. Like you have your runoffs out here. I feel like there's a different type of camaraderie between whites and southern whites and southern blacks. But growing up with New York whites is also different. They different.
I believe
they different. They might have their racial biases, but I never felt that until I moved. Not a once. Not a once. I didn't feel like I felt more racial biases from Hispanics.
I knew you was about to say that.
Yeah. True. Yeah, from Hispanic, which is really sad because
I've heard that a lot.
You're black too, bitch. Like you're black too. But I felt more, and I think it was. I don't know where that comes from, honestly. I think we might need to get a Hispanic up here so that we can talk about that and more.
I got one of mine.
Good, because I just think, why? Why? Like, they used to call me, I told you that I had a Puerto Rican babysitter for a large majority of my life. And her family loved me. And I felt loved, but they called me a name. The elders called me a name that I guess is endearing, but it is a little racist, the little black girl, but they would say it in Spanish.
Got it.
So, the little black girl.
Did they knew you understood that?
Yeah, because they would speak to me openly in Spanish, especially the elders, because the elders didn't speak English. So they would speak to me openly in Spanish, and I would answer them back in English, sometimes in Spanish when I was younger, but mostly in English.
Right.
But they knew that I knew what they were saying.
Damn.
Yeah, it's right to my face. The little black girl. Yeah. But anyway, I just went all over the place, but I guess it is what it is.
This is where our episode's been lately.
I know, just
what I'm saying? Just whatever you feel.
Whatever you feel, whatever's on your heart. Yeah.
But yeah, how has your week been?
Lord, I don't know how my week has been.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's like a blur.
It's been a doozy. I started by saying people were hitting me up a lot about the episode and reaching out more to check on me. Like, are you good? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm okay right now for this moment. Ro and I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, what's changed since? Did he listen to the last episode?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he heard it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And that's a large part of my frustrations. I was telling the guys before we started recording that it feels like I've been climbing up a quicksand mountain for my entire 37 years. And the quicksand is now quicksanding. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for the duration, forever since I can remember, I've just been trucking along and, trying to maneuver the quicksand mountain. But now it's like, it's actually sucking me down.
So where are you at right now in that situation?
We are, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know.
Distance?
There's a lot of distance. I haven't heard.
So is I don't know, like, are you leaving it up to him to determine?
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I'm not leaving it up to him to determine. I'm just trying to figure out what is the proper course of action for me. Because y'all know that I'm used to ditching and dipping and leaving, and without any kind of qualms, I would leave. But this experience is just so different. It's very different, and I don't know what's the right thing to do. I don't know what's the right thing to do. I don't know if leaving him to figure his shit out on his own. There's a space for that. Mm-hmm. Leave him to figure out his shit on his own, but still being connected to him, like, I guess, entitled, for lack of a better term, or in heart space. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to date anybody else. We're still together, but just there's space so that you can get your shit together, because he can't do it while still being obligated to the relationship stuff.
Mm-hmm. He needs to bow out gracefully. Is what he needs to do. That's the most stand-up thing to do. Ro, if you're listening, I'm not coming at you, I promise. Because I understand being in a rough spot. Maybe not your exact position, but I know what it's like being in a hard spot.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to leave one of the individuals who have your back the most hanging.
Yeah.
I've said this on this episode. I'll remove myself from a situation before I let someone, who has my back.
Yeah.
Through thick and thin, like, just leaving on the dark. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair.
It's not.
That's not cool, bro. So if you're listening, I don't know. Hopefully this registers with you, and you get whatever you need to get off your chest.
Yeah.
There's no wrong thing that you can say to her.
Yeah, not with me. I think that's my issue is that I'm trying to figure out what is the right thing to do for me. Is it that I just need to cut the tie altogether? Because it can be done. Anything can be done. Cut the tie altogether. Peace him out. This was fun, and I appreciate the love that you gave me, but it is what it is. Or do I remain a little bit optimistic about the outcome and just be like, all right, we're going to take a break, but we're going to find our way back to each other. That's the battle that I'm having, but it's also like piles.
It sucks that it's up for you to decide.
For me to decide. Yeah.
That's not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's supposed to be something that's done, as a collective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like he said, I need some time, but I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you got to go.
That's
man.
That's very. I think that's very. Oh, like it's an open thing. I need some time. Okay, do you need some time apart? Do you need some time together? But do you need to be together? But do you need time to figure it out on your own? That's another thing he says. I need to figure. I don't think it has anything to do with him.
No, I didn't say it does. I'm just saying, like you said, it leaves the door.
It leaves the door wide open for my own thoughts. Exactly.
So if if you were to ever come at him with some shit, it'll be like, remember I told you I needed time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you didn't say
time for what?
Though?
Yeah.
You know what
like, so, it's unfortunate because I love him. And I do. I'm like, oh God, this is sucky. And I was talking to Jess about it today, and I said, I'm not talking about this shit no more. I'm not talking about. That's why I didn't want to say nothing.
I get you.
But
it's on you though.
It's all on me because I'm just like,
I know.
It's of all the people, I do not deserve. I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
It's sucky because I really like when I made the conscious decision to be in a relationship, and even though it kind of just was like thrown at me, I still made the conscious decision to be in it and lead without like the boundary, without like, I feel like love is so much better when you don't restrict yourself, when you just are natural, whatever your natural way is. I don't want somebody to miss out on the greatness that I have because I'm in my head and not moving out of my heart space. And because I have a healed heart, it's like, great, I'm healed. Yeah. So let me give you this. No matter, some people may disagree. Right.
If they're ready to receive it.
Right. But it's like, it sucks. It sucks because I don't know what I should do.
I ain't saying you should leave. I'm not saying you should be like, fuck you, nigga, blah, blah, blah. He's a cool cat. I fuck with him. But come on, man. Like, you need to put you first. That's what you need to do. Take that however you want.
I mean, it's such an open statement, though. Put you first could mean a lot, because putting me first means I know he's the right person for me. So if I'm, not right now.
In his current moment,
he's not right now.
Thinking about 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months, a year from now.
Yeah.
Right now. Feeling like this isn't cool, man.
Yeah.
During this pandemic.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean?
This is exhausting. It's exhausting.
Enough as is.
I am dealing with enough as is. I did not need it. I didn't need it at all.
I know.
I didn't need it at all.
I know.
And when you I'm a metaphor girl. When you're doing ice cream and you put like 4 scoops and then you take the soft whipped cream, so everything is kind of just like unstable, and then you take a cherry and you put it on top of the fucking soft whipped cream. It's over with. The whole shit's on the floor.
It's done.
That's the shit with roll is the fucking cherry on top of the soft whipped cream. I am literally, I text, I was like, I'm unraveling.
You text him that?
I text, no. No. I've got a little bit too much pride for that.
I got you.
Capricia, what's interesting? I guess we're not going to play no game. Maybe we'll play the game today. I don't know. Whatever. Last night I put my phone in D&D. That's why when you called me and went, because I couldn't. And when you called, I was like, when I saw the missed call, I was like, he's calling me to talk about the show, but spirit the source is sending me my people right now. You were the first one. And I was like, I can't do it because I can't have this conversation with Lee.
Listen, I see it every time you get on FaceTime with me for the past some weeks.
It's been a while.
But
it's been like a slow decline of shit.
That's why I said what I said to you before we start recording. Like, you can talk to me.
I know
you don't really talk to me about stuff like that anymore.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I put the phone in D&D, and maybe like 20 minutes later, my phone starts ringing. And it's Capricia.
Yeah.
And when I put my phone in D&D, I took everybody off from the bypass, because you're on the bypass, my mother's on the bypass, London's phone is on the bypass, Capricia's on the bypass, and Ro is on the bypass. But I took everybody off. I was like, I don't want to talk to nobody.
I get it.
And the fucking phone rang, and I was like freaked out because I was in the middle of like crying, but also trying to hold my cry together because my kids, and I can't do that in front of them. So every time y'all bring beer, I get the burping. It's really good though. So I debated on answering it or not, but I answered it. And the first thing she said was, I mean, I know you had to pick up Alexa because she called me at 5. I told her we needed to talk about me finishing the book and which the next stages are. So she called me, but I was right in the middle of texting Ro and on my way to pick up my daughter.
Okay.
So when she called, it's like 10:30. Carisha never calls me that late.
Yeah.
So she's like, I mean, I know you had to pick up Alexa, but did you still have to do it? I mean, like, bitch, do you got her yet? And I just take a deep breath. And she's like, what's wrong? And I couldn't even get the words out because I'm still baffled that the phone call even came through. So I tell her, you know, I let it out or whatever. And I'm just like, I can't even fucking scream. I can't do anything. I can't leave. I can't go nowhere. I can't separate myself from this space so that I can properly expel. I know what to do. I have my tools. I teach people how to get rid of this negative energy. So but I don't have an outlet because I have 3 children who are in the next rooms. And if I just start screaming, everybody's going to come to my aid. And now I got to explain to them what the fuck is going on. Because saying everything's okay is not an option with my children, with my mother. So she was like, go outside, put on a coat and go outside. So I go outside and we're just talking. And she, you know, she's helping me to understand a couple of other things about myself. And, you know, between her and Jessica, I've just been really like talking a lot about it. So it was a lot. I told Jess today, I was like, I'm recording today and I know I'm going to have to talk about this, but I don't want to. So I'm like, I'm going to try to avoid it as much as possible. But because we are extremely transparent on the show, I'm just going to, you know, but it's also a little bit embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's
fair for you to feel that way.
I'm embarrassed.
I can guarantee you, everybody who's listening, who's been listening to us, nah, they're definitely not pointing and laughing at you at all.
Oh, they are.
What?
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Why? You okay?
I'm okay.
You want to stop?
No. Jess was like, just give a little, you know, just say a little bit. I'm so tired of this. She said, say as much as you can say, you know, you can be authentic. They're used to you being authentic, but you don't have to give everything. And I'm still not giving everything, but I know that I'm wearing it on me. I can, like, it's heavy. So, and y'all are my family. So it's hard to not say it. It's just, I'm so tired of being disappointed by niggas. I really am. Not when I don't deserve it. Not when I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't bring anything like bad to the table. Like, of all of my relationships, I didn't do anything wrong. In fact, in spite of my own declining mental space, I still was trying to pour into him, and it just wasn't. Not only was it not reciprocated, but not even really like received. And it makes me sad because he deserves that as well. But I don't deserve I don't deserve any of it. And it's just, Carisha's like, I don't want you to go back the way that you used to be, because that way was easier. I never cried on the show. That way it was easier for me to just be like, I don't give a fuck about these niggas.
I don't think you're going to go back to that person.
I mean, you have to be a psychopath to keep climbing up a quicksand mountain. You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy to keep climbing up a mountain that is built for you to fucking fail. I have been done incredibly dirty by men. Incredibly, since I've been a little girl. So I am tired. I'm exhausted. And I have to constantly be on for my children. And I don't have a true blue outlet to just, you know, I write and I do my spiritual work and stuff like that. But it's just, every time I invite a nigga into my intimate space, they disappoint me every single time. That is exhausting. We was talking to your friend earlier.
Yeah.
I've been fucking niggas since I'm 13. That's 24, almost 25 years of dealing with men, whether it's forcefully or not, and whether they're older or the same age as me. And to still And every fucking time I make a conscious decision to be in a relationship with somebody's son, I end up being disappointed. And for as much goodness as I put into the world, I'm tired. And, you know, Capricia and Jessica were both like, well, if you say that you're going to be alone for the rest of your life, then that's what's going to happen. You know, there's a lot of power in your words. I said, yeah, but I'm also speaking life into myself. Why is that not happening? I'm speaking life into my relationships, and it's just not the relationship. It's everything else that's going on in my life. And this is just on top of it. Why? I'm so tired of fucking struggling. I'm exhausted with struggling. It's so tiresome. It's just so tiresome. It's so tiresome. It's so exhausting when I have 3 people that need me, but I can't.
You can.
I'm tired.
You can.
I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Like, I need a break.
So choose you. That's what I was saying to you like 10 minutes ago. Choose you. Stop holding on to something that's not there. That's not fair to you. You know that.
Yeah.
You know you deserve better.
Yeah.
You know that. Everybody knows that, man.
Yeah. I definitely do. And I'm aware. I know that I deserve better. I just didn't see this coming, and it's not anything that he did to me or to him to cause his situation. It's just a really big mental thing. It's really big, and it's sad to watch. It's sad to witness. But I feel like a discarded piece of tissue. I feel like a discarded piece of tissue, and I don't deserve that. So, whatever. I don't know if he's gonna listen. I don't know if you're listening, but whatever.
At this point, you don't need to even leave it up to him, for real.
Yeah.
I wish you wouldn't. Bro, I fuck with you, but I choose my friend first. But you gonna do what you do.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
I'm not necessarily leaving it up to him. I'm just trying to figure it out within myself, because none of it is what I want. So I'm almost being forced to make a decision that I don't want to make.
I get it.
So it's hard because it's unnatural for me.
You gotta choose you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. So no game? No.
We can do game. Let's do game.
No game?
We can do game.
It's 7:50.
How long we been going? We didn't start at 7 on the dot though.
Did we?
Nah.
38 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. We can play the game then.
Bet,
I appreciate y'all and everybody who's live. Thank you. I don't know what they. I wonder what they say.
Happy mom wants to give you a hug.
Oh.
That's what's up.
Oh, the mom and dad.
Word. What up, mom? Pops?
Hi guys.
Mom's probably crying with you.
Oh, I love her. And I'm still in D&D. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure my DMs are like, "What, bitch? Right. What happened? We need to kill him." Pitchfork. This is Do We Need to Kill Him Part 2. Pitchfork. The witch community is like, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. Please don't. Please. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's play the game.
I bet. I'm gonna pull first.
Yes, pull first.
Which one you want me to pull from?
It don't matter. We'll pull 3. So pull 1.
All
We're gonna
right.
pull 1 from each deck.
All right. Your best friend tells you that they accidentally kissed your ex one time while y'all were together. What happens next?
What?
Your best friend tells you that they accidentally kissed your ex one time while y'all were
together. While
together.
we were together?
What happens next?
She's canceled.
It was your ex, though.
She said,
they were together.
While we were together,
yeah,
she kissed him. So you're canceled.
Does it matter how it happened?
No.
What if he initiated and it caught her off guard? Some Jordan Tristan Thompson shit.
Like a peck?
Yeah.
Or a French kiss?
Either or. Does it matter?
I mean, yeah, it does matter because okay, like a Jordan Woods and Tristan, that's funny. If you're leaving and you give him a hug, he's like, okay, bye. You give him a hug and he kisses you really quick on the lips, then that's different.
Right.
But if that same scenario happens and he puts he kisses you and y'all are French kissing, then you're canceled. because now you didn't pull away from it or whatever. It's like,
true.
I don't like that.
And then you took a while to tell
me.
Then
you took a while to say something. You wait till he's a whole ass ex. Y'all could have been fucking. I see it's way too many like holes for me. Mm-hmm. It's way too many like, okay, so I can't trust you around my niggas. And I trust all my bitches around my niggas. So
right.
I can't have no friend like that. Best friend or none. All right, I'm going to pull from the spicy deck. Oh, we read this one already. Let me look. I thought I put all the cards that we read on the bottom. Yep, no, we read that. Yeah, we read that. I'm trying to think. Let me go to the middle. Okay, I'll go to the middle. No.
All these no's.
I mean, it's got to be good.
Okay.
Did we answer this? You've grown to despise the person you're sleeping with. No, we didn't. Okay. You've grown to despise the person you're sleeping with, but their sex is still the best you've ever had. Would you be able to continue the sex? Yes, no, or it depends.
Yeah, until I'm done with them. Yeah.
The yeah was just so.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck?
Yeah. Until we're done, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I think we've all been at that point, right? At some point.
Despised is a really strong word.
Listen, again, you might have had 1-2 more times y'all had sex, and then that was it.
Yes.
After that.
Yes. I wouldn't do it now, but
on.
Yes.
Right.
I've done
I wouldn't do it now.
I wouldn't do it now.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
All right. Are you currently dating with marriage in mind, or are you dating for...
We asked that. Yeah.
Wrong one.
I'm gonna start going through the cards.
When in a relationship, do you feel it's appropriate to have a best... We did this.
Yeah,
all
just pull from the middle. Yeah.
Okay. I know, right? All right, bet.
My bad.
All right. When my blank... What is it?
That's how I read the questions first before I read them.
I don't like that. All right. Oh, no, I don't like that.
We're two of a kind.
That's not good.
That's not good.
No.
I don't like that. Pull from this deck then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible to physically cheating, but thought of you and came home.
We did that one too.
We did that shit.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Sorry, listeners and current viewers.
They probably trying to,
as you can see,
keep their composure, get their composure back anyway. Like, we got 2 emotional roller coaster episodes back to back, bitch.
All right, your significant other wants you to include the mother or father of their child in the wedding party. Is this entirely out of the question? Explain.
What strain of weed are they smoking? Is it the crack? What? My significant other wants to include
the mother or father of their child in the wedding.
In my wedding?
In the wedding party. Is this entirely out of the question?
Entirely out of the fucking question. Like, all the way.
Got it.
Ain't no... What? She could come. She could come. If she cool like that, she can come. Sit in the pews, in the aisle, with the rest of these motherfuckers.
In the pews.
In the pews. But no. All right, let's get... What? Bizarre. Should I ask one? Should we do 2 and 2? Yeah, let's do 2.
That's cool.
Let's do 2 and 2. Fuck it. This is good. Your significant other becomes religiously devout, and they don't want the children to celebrate Christmas because of their new beliefs. How would you handle this?
I mean, it's whatever.
You don't care?
If
it makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Christmas is every day, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's what you make it.
I would probably have a problem with that.
You would?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, let's not ruin it for the kids.
I feel you.
You know. All right. Before we get into the nitty gritty of this episode that has nothing to do with my emotional or mental space whatsoever, I want to remind you guys that YouTube is up. Okay. Because I keep forgetting that we have YouTube. People were hitting me up after listening to last week's episode, like in the middle of it. It's like, why you ain't telling me you're on YouTube?
Yeah, we don't plug it enough.
I'm like, oh my God, I keep forgetting.
Right.
So make sure that you can go and watch me in my big ass cities, and Lee in his very fashionable fly ass fucking gear. This nigga is always fly.
Well, these ashy ass joggers I got on there.
Not ashy ass jock.
This nigga zooming in on my ashy joggers.
He's still doing it. He's stupid.
It's cool. Stupid. My socks clean though. Good.
That's what I'm talking about. The pants better be clean too.
Yeah,
see,
they look ashy though.
That's fine. Fuck it. Who cares?
I promise you, I don't care. I don't.
I know you don't. But yeah, go to We're All Adults Here on YouTube and subscribe to our page and watch me cry. On camera.
Shut up.
Watch me cry on camera. I ain't gonna be too much more of that.
Listen, you still a G, man.
I am. You know, I'm balanced. So I'm no longer afraid of like crying or look at crying as being weak or anything like that, because I'm a balanced being. My divine and my divine feminine and masculine are balanced. So I will still punch someone in the face, but I also have a nice cry. Right on air. Fuck it. Okay. We talking about white people shit. No.
I know that shit's so left what we were just talking
I know,
about.
right? They're like, oh, for real? That's what the title of this show, I put Vanilla Blacks.
It'll make sense, I promise, once we start the questions.
I was like, that just has like a nice little roll to it, Vanilla Blacks.
Right.
But yeah, we're going to talk about some white people shit as opposed to some black people shit, and why black people don't do white people shit, I guess. But in a sex way, because we're a sex podcast. I think we're we're a lifestyle podcast.
Lifestyle for sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Where do you think the term white people shit comes from anyway?
Like, white people shit. Television.
Okay.
Shit we've seen on TV shows.
Yes.
Movies. We hear about drugs that they experimented with, meth, shit like that growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Kissing your dog in the mouth, No judge for anybody who's into that.
Oh my God.
I promise.
I was taking in the drink, almost choked. Kissing their dogs in the mouth. That's some white people shit.
Definitely vernacular. You gotta talk. The way you gotta conduct yourself in an interview and shit. Yeah. I don't feel like you gotta conduct yourself. I don't know. It seemed like they painted it in the beginning as if like you needed to act white. Instead of more so professional.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who feel like, oh, just because you black, you talk proper, you sound white. No. That's not it.
Same. Yeah.
At all. But yeah, I feel like that's where we got it from. Media.
From media.
Definitely.
I wonder who was the first black person to say, that's some white people shit.
Yeah. Probably
on the TV.
Probably Mooney. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace to him.
Yes, rest in peace. You might be right. Like that's some white folk shit. We don't do that.
Richard Pryor for sure.
We don't do that around
Richard
here.
Pryor, so same thing. Yeah.
I think there's I'm gonna get into that after I finish this. Do you think that there is a historic reason why white people have generally been more adventurous than blacks? Because we literally, or like any other people of color, it's not just black people either. White folks just seem to have zero fears.
They just don't care.
In general, they just don't care. Do you think it's a historic reason for that? Like, safety does not really ever seem to be. I've seen some white people do some weird things.
What's the wildest shit you ever seen?
Oh my God. I don't even know if it's. I can't even pinpoint what's the wildest thing, like, because
been so many.
It's been a lot, especially with social media. Now we are like exposed to. I think the audacity of white people is probably the wildest thing.
That entitlement, of course. And we know where that comes from.
We know where the entitlement comes from. The audacity. They are an audacious ass group of people. They just it's like you are unhappy in a McDonald's and you really think that it's okay to climb over the counter just to get into, and it's like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And then the cops are called and they're like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, I mean, because they got my burger wrong and I wanted them to know that they got my burger wrong. It's like everybody else is wrong. It's like, what in the fuck is going on? That'd be the wildest shit that I see there. Not the daredevil shit. I mean, you know, there's some wild daredevil shit too that they do. But I think that shit's fun. But it's like, you really got a shit ton of audacity. Like, the world revolves around you.
Yeah. And
that is historic. But
definitely.
So you agree that there's like a historic reason why?
100%.
Yeah.
They just don't care, man. They just different. And I respect it about them too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even with us as black men, like, we probably go to the barbershop, once every 2 weeks, some shit like that. I don't think they go to the barbershops like that. The guys, the white guys.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We care about the way our clothes fit on us and look on us and shit. Not saying they don't, but as a whole, I don't think they give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll come out in some wrinkled Dockers, some flip-flops, and, you know, maybe a wrinkled duck head shirt, and like, all right, bro, let's go to this club or this party.
It's like that? You gonna go like that? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I respect it, you know what I mean? Some Bubba Spark shit. So, nah, it's really cool. That's crazy. One of the things I admire about white people, how they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't, man.
They really don't.
At all.
I mean, no fucks are given. Like, they don't care about how stupid they look doing some shit. I do appreciate that.
No, they don't. Especially when they drunk.
When they drunk? Yeah. A drunk white person could either be your worst night. Okay. Drunk white men, drunk white women, completely different. Drunk white men, they're fun. Most of them are fun. And because I've been hanging out with Skylar like a lot towards the end of last year, Skylar is my white friend, my white bro, guys. And I'm around him and all of his white friends. Yeah, probably like maybe 2 black people. Me and another one. But the majority of them are white and they're fun. Not only are they young and they do other things besides drink. Yeah. They just like adventure. So bizarre. Like, I wonder why black folks don't get into adventure more. Like, adventuring. Can we adventure? Like, you know what I mean? What's
like, you talking about like shrooms adventure shit? I
mean, that's shrooms are dope.
Psychedelics,
ayahuasca. But I mean, like, physical things, adventures. Like, I can't get I could get black people to go with me on a hike, but it's not the same.
We do that. We're not trying to camp out there for like 2-3 days.
Like, yeah, like, okay, camping. Why black people don't camp? Is it a thing with the woods?
That ain't no thing, man.
But why? That's what I mean. Like, why? Why isn't it our thing?
Listen, you know when mosquito season come around, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. And that's the least of your worries inside the damn woods.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And black people, I think, you know what? I think I figured it out. I think we are so used to, we have to be on guard all the time.
For sure.
So safety is a concern for us at all times.
For good reason.
You know, whenever we can, safety is a concern. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation that could like potentially kill me if I don't have to. If, you know, aside from where we live and shit like that, like if you can't really help that, you live where you can afford.
Right.
But going into the woods,
think about it, man. Remember that episode of
I would totally camp.
I think it was an episode of Martin and Jamie Foxx show when they was in the woods. Y'all know how we would act. Come on, we hear one little noise, some trees, some leaves moving.
Why are we so scary about that? Why are we so scared of that?
Because we don't know the unknown, man. Like
we're scared of the unknown. That's what you think it is?
In that sense?
Yeah. That's crazy though, because it's like
crazy at all.
It's just a noise.
No context except for TV.
Yeah.
Niggas don't go outside in the woods and shit.
Niggas don't go outside in the woods.
TV and movies, that's all you know.
Yeah. You're right. That's a really good. Okay, we don't have any examples of blacks in the woods.
Good point.
Besides what happened to our fucking ancestors, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what happens when you put black people in the woods? We're not doing it. Like, meanwhile, we probably would be the most protected in a space like that, you know, spiritually. But I get it, because that is a great answer. We don't have those examples. Like, you put on TV and all of the nature guys are white, you know, for the most part. Even like, I like to watch Survivor. I'm obsessed with like survival shows. Like I used to watch Bear Giles all the time. The Survivor man nigga. But I like Survivor. And there's hardly ever, like, now they're getting more black people on the show. What they talking about?
No, I was texting with my friend. She said, I'm here. I'm about to fall asleep. It's 8:08. But she's good though.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
We getting there. 8:08, wake your ass up.
Hey, man, she just got home.
Yeah, we're gonna call somebody just to help us with one of these questions. Wait, where is the question at? Because I don't want to. It's all the way at the end, child. Wait, is it?
It's where?
It's all the way at the end. Anyway,
towards the end.
Yeah, I think that I want more black people to get into some nature shit. To get onto these shows. There's like, it's fun.
There's nothing wrong with going
I've gone
out.
camping before with my family, but we stayed in like a trailer. It was like a campgrounds and they had the trailers.
I get it.
You know, I would sleep outside and depends on like how safe. It depends on the safety, you know, of the situation. I would camp in my yard.
Yeah, that for sure. I'll go to one of those Airbnbs where you're like sleeping outside.
The glamping. Yeah. That shit looks so much fun. Like I want to do it so bad. Yes.
Shit.
Oh my God. That shit looks so much fun. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
With cameras, hopefully surrounding that.
Just in case.
Bubble we're in. Absolutely.
Yeah, we really care. I think black people just really care more about safety.
Nobody.
We don't trust people.
We don't trust shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
At all. Come on, man. We all know how we are when we in the shower. We know we're home alone by ourselves.
Yeah. Like, why is it?
A little noise.
Why do we as a collective do that? Like, it's crazy. White people go right towards it. Yeah. What is that?
American history, man. That shit generations down, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to look out.
We have to look out. We have to look out. Even the smallest noise. That, you're right. Because I'm like, it's got to be historic. Why?
My great grandmother was born in 1898. She died when I was 7. So I used to be around her all the time.
Yeah.
I had a different awareness.
Yes.
And she would talk about stuff that wasn't relevant to me.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, because I wasn't alive in 1910.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a whole different way you had to live.
Yes.
And that's just 2 generations away.
Right.
True.
Right. Those things are passed down and passed down and passed down. Like, if you hear a noise, you better just stop.
Exactly.
And listen and see what it is and see who it is or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Go get the glizzy or the blizzy or whatever the fuck they calling it. That's how we were raised, because we always had to be on guard. You right.
Gotcha.
I knew it was historic. Like, I'm like, it's got to be a historic reason why we are the way that we are, because black folks as a collective are the same way. We have so many similarities between us as a people that I'm like, it's got to be something deeper, like far deeper. All right, let's get into like talking about sex. Are white women allowed to be like, are they given more grace than black women to be overly sexual and still be looked at as a woman of some type of value?
I think back in the day, yeah, but now I think it's like an equal playing field now.
You think so?
I'm out here.
You're right. So yeah. I don't know.
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know. I think white women in general are just afforded more passes than black women.
And that's probably because they kind of already look at them as slores and shits, whatever like that.
The word slore is so throwback that I almost...
It's white.
It took me a minute to process what that was.
Yeah. I saved it for this episode. Not the knee slap.
I definitely did slap my knee. That's funny. Not the knee slap.
But yeah.
So you think that Because I think that generally in the general public.
How do you think black men view white women?
I think they. I mean,
you think they put them up there?
I don't know. I think some black men do, but I guess we're not talking about every white person and every black person on the show.
Not at all.
Don't want you to get
not at all.
So maybe, do you think more black men look at white women like they're fast and easy than black women?
Yes.
Really?
But they like to have a good time. You know what I mean?
Because
that sounds better than, fast and easy and always down the fuck. Like DTF, where that come from?
That comes from.
That's white people shit. That's not us. That's not us.
I keep slapping my knees.
So, got the whistle in your laugh. You're getting old.
Oh shit, I am for real. I'm
I got it too though. I can't talk.
My god.
But yeah, the DTF shit, like.
That's really funny. Okay.
Yeah.
I think black men view them in that way, but everyone else, they're like a baby. Everyone else views white women like as the princesses and.
You talking about the Asians and all that? They want to be white.
Yeah, like every other demographic besides black look at white women as like she's innocent and she's innocent. She's always innocent.
They want to be white though.
Okay.
Because Asians don't date outside their race, but if they do,
no, they don't.
It's a white woman.
Mostly they don't. Yeah.
Right.
There's a huge population of Chinese Jamaicans though. Huge.
What?
Huge population of Chinese Jamaicans. Huge.
Interesting.
Yep. Do you think black people are more naturally prudish than white folks?
To what degree?
I think so.
To what degree?
To all the degrees.
Why?
Prudish about sex? Absolutely. It's a religious thing.
Yeah.
It's because of religion.
No, you're right.
Way more prudish. Because that's why.
Okay, define.
I mean, like, there's lots more.
Is it like bougie-ish?
Sexual bougie. Sexually bougie.
The women for sure.
The men too.
Men, I don't see it as bougie. It's more
prudish.
Prudish. More so like.
The guys are not as at all. Black men are not at all as open.
We're not open, no. But would you say prudish for black men? I look at it more so like.
It's the prudish is not a gender. Okay. It's not. Yeah, it's not a gender assigned word. It's just the meaning of it is like reserved or conservative, almost.
I don't see it as conservative.
Like snubbing up your nose at certain things sexually. Just like, oh, I would never do that, or I would never do that. I would never do that. Black people as a collective are more prudish than white people.
For sure.
Men and women. Because of religion and also masculinity. A lot of religion, because we all grew up, for the most part, we all grew up with religious home bases.
That or just homeboys talking amongst each other, eating pussy and cool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Which is a like part of the masculinity part. You know what I mean? Sure. Like that's not someone somewhere defined what masculine was for black men, and you can't do this, you can't do that. There was a huge thing about eating pussy when we were, teens and shit. Right. It's like, I ain't eating no pussy. That's for fucking softies. Like, I'm not doing that. No real niggas eat pussy. It's like, what? Like, right. Where does that even come from? It's a masculine thing, but I think a lot of it is religion based too. Like, the Bible says, every black grandmama boy. The Bible says you're not supposed to blah and you're not supposed to blah. So when you have sex, when sex is presented to us from our parents, if it is presented at all, because I never had the conversation about it, it's one man, one woman. They don't teach you about non-traditional relationships because it goes against the Bible. Right. They don't teach you about sucking dick.
But this is the same Bible that the white people read out of too, right? Yeah,
but I think white people separate for the most part, because there's a lot of devout, there's a lot of different sects of religion within whites that is not too much with black people. Right. You got the Mormons, but they nasty. Yeah. They be nasty. They be popping it. And I think that the men and the women are more, they're within themselves. they acknowledge it. They just don't talk about it.
Right.
Black women had a hard time even acknowledging that they like some freaky shit within themselves, let alone to request it. And black men forget about it. Like, so I think, yes, they're all reading the same Bibles, and even though the religions are different, they're pretty much the same. Like, you can't do this, that, and the third. Right. White people will do it. They'll accept it and do it in private.
True. Big time.
But black people just won't do it. We won't.
I think I had one woman one time where she didn't want to get hit from the back. She said it makes her feel like a hoe.
Make me feel like a hoe, nigga.
You stupid.
Shit.
That was a first.
I don't give a fuck. We get into that question, so you can call her.
Okay. All right, bet.
Yeah, I think, and that's why now there's like this big boost of sexuality in black women, because we're getting away from organized religions.
I love it. You want me to call
I bet you do.
You want me to call her?
Yeah, go ahead, call her. So we're calling a guest for this next question because she is a white woman. What's her name?
Well, you ain't got to say her name.
I'm not going to say her name. Okay.
Yeah.
She fell asleep. Could you
right.
imagine? She knocked out.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So sorry we took forever. Listen, it was one of those fucking episodes, so I apologize. But thank you for staying up so you can be a part of this conversation that we're having. We hardly ever like get really in depth into like white and black people and the things that we do that are opposite and shit like that. So I'm glad that you are willing to answer this question, because I have my assumptions.
Sure. No, I'm happy to help. I told Ali, I think my answer is going to be a little boring, and I actually have been having a conversation with a black man about this topic, and we kind of discovered that we're alike. So
okay, well that's good.
Go ahead and lay it on me.
So we wanted to ask this question to somebody who has both slept with or been with white men and black men. I've only been with one white guy, and I was only for sex purposes only. So it was decent sex, but not enough for me to have an opinion on this, like, or a factual thing on this or whatever. So anyway, do you think that black men's masculinity is more fragile than white men, and that's why they're less explorative in the bedroom?
So first of all, I just want to say I don't think you can generalize ever, which I'm sure that you do agree with.
Of course. Yeah.
But what I will say is, for the last 10 years, I'll be honest, I've only been with black men.
Okay.
So I'm not the best judge, but I have experienced black men in all kinds of ways. I mean, I think asses are just off the table for many men, and I think it's more like homophobic.
Yes.
And that makes them question their masculinity, right?
Right.
Because they're like, I don't even want to know if it's pleasurable, because that's not, and that could be a trigger. That could be, there's so many reasons why it might be off limits, but I think it's a shame, because I love asses, even if it's just a picture or whatever. And like, black men take the cake. They have great asses. So it's always a shame when they're like, you can't pinch it. But like, I've had all like the full spectrum of you can't even touch it. And I've had guys be very open about wanting me to eat it.
Okay.
So
yep.
I think my personal experience is that it's different even within just the black race. But I will say that the white men that I've been with are definitely more open. I don't think it makes them question themselves, and I don't think that it makes them feel some type of way if they're interested in certain ass play.
Right. Okay, so what about as far as like being dominant, less dominant in the bedroom? Because I noticed that more white men than black men are comfortable with being more submissive in the bed So I'm like, does it have anything to do with the differences between? Do you have brothers or anything? Do you have? Okay,
I do.
So I wanted to know like if it was any difference in how what white men tell their sons versus what black men tell their sons. And I know we live to very different, opposite types of lives, and we have very different experiences through life. So of course things are going to be different. But as far as masculinity is concerned, why? What are they telling their sons, that it's okay to be submissive in the bed? It's okay to take a finger up the ass or whatever. It doesn't make you gay.
Oof.
You know what I mean? As opposed to black men. So like, do they have different measures? Do you think, Lee, that black men and white men have different measures of masculinity?
Yeah.
I mean, is Ali answering this?
No, hold on. I'm going to let him hold the phone so you can hear. Yeah.
Now you want to know if what now? I want to answer this right.
Yeah. So do you think that white men tell their sons, like, they have a different measure of masculinity basically than black men? So when they're teaching their sons about how to be masculine, it's different.
It's very different. I mean, we're as kids, we're told like, don't do that. That's gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's feminine. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't know if white dads are saying that to their sons.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, do they fill them with that? That's gay. That's gay.
Or
that's girls.
Soft,
that's gay. That's soft. Yeah.
Things like that.
Do they tell them that? Was my question. And she has a brother, so that's why I was like, great. Like, she has
I do. I have two brothers, and I gotta be honest. I mean, my dad's older. I don't think they were talking about sex like that. There's no fucking way my dad was like, it's cool to take a finger up the ass. No, ma'am. But I think, like, sex aside, I think that it's more socially acceptable, unfortunately, for white men to show emotion than it is for black men to show emotion.
Yeah.
And I think that can then just, that bleeds into every aspect of your life.
Right.
So if I think about the sex that I've had with black men, was I ever the dominant character? Rarely, but there definitely were some requests.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But I like that. Like, I think that's what I'm attracted to, is the dominant nature that you can find maybe more so in a black man versus a white man. But it's just about what you're attracted to. And I don't know, every time I pass a black man, I'm turning my head. And I'm not turning for every white man. So that's just me being honest.
I think it's like you were saying earlier, it's a historic thing. Like, for instance, I work in the racing industry. Mm-hmm. I've been the only black guy there for the past, 3 years.
That's wild.
Even before that, white guys are different. Seriously.
Yeah. I know.
These guys be married and everything, but they nut check each other. They pinch each other nipples through the t-shirts and things like that.
Yes.
These are grown men.
They run around the locker rooms, dick swinging, playing, and not even think anything of it. Like,
they say gay stuff to each other all the time. Yeah. They, might act like they're pounding one from this, like, jokingly, like, they're different.
Yeah.
So the shit we see in movies like Superbad, like we was talking about earlier, the media.
Yeah.
They really like that.
So do you think that black men's masculinity is more fragile or toxic rather, than white men, because everything is like related to, we can't do that because that's gay? They're playing, like, you know what I mean?
Man, I'm not pinching my niggas' nipples, dog. I'm not doing that. At no age, bro. No, we're not nut checking, man.
No, I feel you.
So that doesn't mean like, oh, you're being homophobic or being extra. Like, yeah. I just see it and I just turn the other way. Like, all right, they on their white people shit.
They on their white people shit.
I got it. I get it.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, again, I used to.
White people shit is different.
Yeah, and it's so
cool. Do white
cool.
people say black people shit, sis? Did she hear me?
Say that again?
I said, do white people say black people shit? Like, that's black people shit. We don't do that. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, fair question. I don't know. I hear black people say that's black people shit. But I hear white
nigga shit.
That's some nigga shit.
Nigga shit. Okay, I got you.
I love that I love that. I hear black people say that's the black people shit.
Yeah.
Right? And like, as a joke, I'll just be like, for sure.
Yo, she always say for sure.
Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. Whew. I think I would love for her to come actually on because I have a lot more questions and like just in general. And I want to bring Skylar on the show too. So we can just talk about some more white and black people shit. It's such a great conversation to have, honestly, to kind of bridge gaps and understand each other more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thanks for staying up. That's all. We have a couple other questions, but I know you really wanted her to answer that one.
Yeah, no, I'm embarrassed that you keep saying staying up, and it's definitely 8:30.
I'm doing it on purpose because she said she's sleepy. I'm like, it's fucking 8 o'clock. Like, grow up.
She works hard. She works real hard.
Thank you, Lee.
I ain't mad. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
I would be open to being on the show.
Yay.
Yeah, just reach out and let me know. Thank you so much for having me, and hope I answered the question.
You did. You did great. You did great. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, you love her.
Yeah. I really do want to have just like a full episode of comparing and contrasting their upbringing and our upbringing and shit like that, because I think it explains a lot. Even this conversation is like, oh yeah, it is historic. Oh yeah, we are homophobic, or we were being raised in like this crazy ass homophobic period in time where black folks, men and women, were just everything was gay.
Exactly.
If you cried, you was gay. It's like, what the fuck?
Soft. Stop crying like a girl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's like as if there's not, the emotions are not the same. They're the same emotions. It's bizarre. Why do you think, I think this goes back to the religion too. Why do you think black people are more susceptible and understanding of traditional relationships? Like the traditionalism is the way versus white folks. Because we were talking earlier that if, a white guy is dating 2 women, and he's open with them, it's not a problem. Nobody's jealous. Everybody understands their place and shit like that. That was basically along the lines of what we was talking about.
Yeah, or just being single and just fucking around in general.
Yeah.
How they don't throw titles on shit. Like,
yeah.
The new slang for us now is sneaky link. I still don't know exactly.
Because we make everything fun. Black people make everything fun.
True.
So,
but it kind of puts a little negative.
I mean, sneaky links are people that you're like side bitches and niggas. They're sides.
Right. The fact that it's sides though.
Yeah.
We put that out there.
I mean, if you're in a relationship and you were fucking with somebody else, that's a side.
Or you just cheating.
I mean, cheating, side, because we make everything fun. It has to be a fun term, a fun slang. We're the ones that determine the slang and the culture and shit like that. So yeah, it was before it was a side, now it's a sneaky link, and I personally think sneaky link is funny.
It's funny.
It's like,
it's funny.
Yeah. So I think what black people, what we have traditionally and historically done, is turn traumatic things into jokes
all the time.
Because it's palatable. It helps us to, digest it when we do that. It's like, okay, this is a joke now, or it's funny, or we're turning it into a joke. Like a lot of black people use humor to mask their trauma because of that. Like crack a joke and everything's better. You see what I did earlier? I was like, I need to bring some funny into this because this is getting too heavy for me. It's just a natural thing. So I think the terms that we use, sneaky link and what side bitch, like even side bitch is,
no, it's funny.
It's very negative. Sneaky link doesn't necessarily have that much negative around it, but side bitch definitely tells you who the fuck she is.
Yeah, true.
Side nigga tells you who the fuck they are. Sneaky link, it could be. You said you wasn't even sure what it really meant.
No, I mean I know it's somebody that you're fucking with on the side, but I guess they are somebody that you are keeping, on the low. To the cut. Yeah. Off to the side.
Somebody, huh?
I thought it was an app.
An app. That's a nice. It has a ring to it. Sneaky link.
You like so that. Out of like the you've been in a almost 11-year bid, right? This nigga said sneaky link sound like an app.
I thought it was an actual app.
You thought it was an app?
Like Bumble or some shit.
Actually, don't give these niggas no motherfucking ideas for real. Like, oh, somebody's gonna do the sneaky link app where it's for cheating.
Facts.
Like Ashley Madison or whatever the fuck that was.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah. You couldn't get away from that damn ad, man. Ain't trying to watch
that
porn.
shit was like, everywhere.
They put millions of dollars into that damn shit.
They did.
But no, remember even down low. Keep it on the down low. When R.
Yeah,
Kelly
that's right.
Ronald Isley came out with that song.
We think everything is fun.
Yeah. Until it's not fun.
Yeah, until it's not fun.
Yeah.
But everything is a joke. Everything is funny. Everything. It's a defense. It's a trauma response, rather.
Yeah.
We gonna laugh. We gonna correct the jokes because life is hard enough as it is. We already on edge. We scared of every fucking thing.
We are.
Like, so it's like I'm gonna crack some jokes in the meantime. Why do you think black men are less accepting of their women sleeping with other men? Like, for instance, swinging. Mm-hmm. I've been to sex parties. Mm-hmm. You see way more white people in there than you do black. Why do you think black men are like, they're less accepting of entering into a space like that? Like, I'm not even talking about cheating. I'm just talking about like being free and having an open relationship where she fucks with multiple people, or even swinging, swapping even. Like, why do you think black men are just so like, not doing that?
We don't want to think about our woman enjoying, somebody else. Another guy fucking the shit out of his girl better than him. Like...
Okay.
Or another dude having a bigger dick than him. You know what I mean? I've known guys who's asked their girls, like, oh my God, your last dude, his dick is bigger than mine. You know what I mean? Like,
what? Yeah. That's such a... We're always going to lie.
For real?
Yes. The fuck?
I mean, I don't care. I'll never ask
Our
that
job
question.
is to make you feel like you the best nigga in the world, so you're not going to know the truth behind a question like that. You're not. We're going to lie. No bitch who really cares and loves you is going to look you in your face and be like, I mean... he was like, a 9.5. You're a 7, but babe, I'm happy. No, bitch. If you know better, you ain't gonna do no shit like that.
You're not gonna ask that dumbass question.
You're not gonna ask this stupid ass question. But if a bitch know better, she gonna answer it the way that she's supposed to, right in line with yes. That's he had a little dick, babe. He had a little dick.
Any woman
everybody had a little dick before my current nigga.
Asked, like, I never asked this.
It's so stupid. Have you ever?
Have I ever asked that? Let me think. If I did, it's because they gave me some type of, they made me feel like I was or some shit like that. Okay. But that's not something I just go around asking or something.
I think it's a stupid question.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
And when you watch porn and you're influenced by porn heavily, you say stupid shit
Sure. I said some dumb shit one time. Let me think. What did I say? Damn, what did I say? Oh my gosh. Fuck, it'll come to me later.
Yeah.
She couldn't even answer it, man. I caught her trying to think of a response, and
she couldn't even answer.
Because I fucked up. Fucked up the wording.
Oh my God. Porn be tripping y'all niggas up. Y'all be tripping the fuck up from watching that porn, boy, I swear. Y'all watch the niggas who be mad vocal and be like, oh, that shit. When you in your 20s, or even like if you start fucking in your teens and you watch porn for reference material, niggas is like, oh, that's what I gotta say next time I'm in my shorty and shit. And it just don't flow. It don't come out right. I've had some niggas say some really wild, stupid things. It's just like, shut up.
Niggas
like,
was listening to Wesley Pipes.
Yes, Wesley Pipes will do it to you for real. It's like, it's just stupid. I had a nigga ask me one time, it's like, you not, what did he say? It was his first time fucking me. And he said something like, you never giving this pussy away. This is my pussy. You never gonna give this pussy away again. I was like, would you shut up? Yeah. He kept saying it. I was like, would you shut up?
Hold on, was he tearing it up though?
He was alright.
Okay, he was alright.
No, but not like, yes, I'm never giving this pussy. I was like,
that's the only way you can say something crazy like that. He
kept saying it over and over again. You ain't never giving nobody else this pussy. You ain't never giving nobody this pussy, and it's my pussy. You ain't never. I was like, would you shut up? Would you? Yeah, he was trying. You weak niggas, weak sauce. That's not even how you do it. Like, you could try, but that's not gonna work for me. The shits bounce off of me like nothing. So please. But this was a long time ago too. But I was just like, will you can you just be quiet?
Right.
Can you just shut the fuck up? Moment. Yeah, like just enjoy it. I don't want you're ruining it. Your fucking mouth. Okay, last one. Do you think? I want you to think very long about this.
All right.
Okay. Do you think? Not very long because we ain't got time. Do you think black men view their women as property more than their white counterparts?
No.
You don't think black men view
as
their women
as a whole?
Black men as a whole, as a collective.
No. Why do you think that? Because it seems like you feel that way.
I think that black men have a sense of like ownership over their women. Not black women as a collective. Not enough men have that same energy for black women as a collective. But their woman is their woman. Meaning ownership.
It's not the other way around.
Property.
Ain't the other way around.
I mean, you're my guy, but I don't. I mean, there's a lot of women who try to dictate their man's moves and shit like that, but there's more men who do that. And they say that it's because of safety reasons and say because I need to know where you're at just in case, da-da-da-da-da. But then they say they need to tell you what you're wearing or they need to see what you're wearing or approve of what you're wearing before you leave. There's mad black men.
There are. That's the majority, though.
That will be like, you not going nowhere with that on, or you can't post that on Instagram.
True.
And they will say it's because of safety reasons. And there may be a little bit of truth to that, but ownership is a thing. Property is a thing more than white men. White men sometimes they wives be doing whatever.
They don't care.
They wives be doing whatever.
But it's kind of expected, from how they move.
So I didn't say
like they're cool with like a black dude, watching a black dude fuck their wives and girlfriends and things like that.
Right, like a black the majority of black men would never let
white people into some shit.
They really are,
Literally.
and it's because they just don't have any inhibitions.
Yeah,
they're I don't know what the fuck. I guess that's what it is, really. Like, they just are free. They have always been free to roam and do and experiment and shit without being judged. So
remember that guest we had on, Isis, where she would pretty much like poop on white guys. They would eat it, drink her piss, all that.
God, when she's
yeah, all her clients are white, successful, married white men.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate them for their freeness and all that other kind of shit. But at the end of the day, like, no, we're not trying to get to that damn level.
No.
As a whole, black men, no. But if that's who you are, black man, then
be that black man. Yeah, like, I guess I'm just...
It's different, man.
Yeah, I mean, people are different, humans are different, and everyone has, like, even though we have a shit ton of similarities because we're black, and I guess white people have a shit ton of similarities because they're white, everybody is their own individual. So if you like something, you shouldn't be afraid to explore it because of what your black dad is gonna say.
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean? Like these white people be getting into some kinky ass shit for real, and I really do. I'll see it. I'll be like, you better go the fuck off and bust your nut and be fucking happy. Like, you want to wear a motherfucker? Like, there's a lot of cross-dressing white men. Lots of cross-dressing white men. A lot of white men who like to wear women's underwear and shit like that, and they are not gay. They just like to wear it and shit like that and prance around their house and shit. I'll be living. I'm like, living your truth. Living your fucking truth.
Right.
I have yet to hear of a straight cis hetero man, black man, saying, I kind of just like to smell the drawers. I haven't heard of a black man ever saying that.
What, smelling girl panties?
I used drawers.
Oh.
There's a huge market for that, and everybody ain't white buying them. But I've never heard a black man come out and say, I like to smell used panties. White men will get on TLC and tell you that. They will get on Netflix and be like, I kind of just like to sniff the crotch of my woman's dress after she's been working and sitting down all day.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's this freeness that I think is...
I smell my girl's panties. But
I mean, yeah, but then you got a lot of them who... But like after she's like worked out and shit like that, you would smell them?
Probably. I'm filthy. If I'm into you, yeah, I'm pretty filthy. I lick armpits, man. Like, come on.
I know, but like licking armpits and like sniffing the drawers, like the crusty drawers, is different. Because women discharge. We all discharge.
I'm sure I've smelt it and been down there while y'all were discharging at some point. Like, I can't tell the difference.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I wish that more black men were that free. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the nastiest I've heard black men is like they'll eat a bitch pussy on her period, which is so dumb. It's dumb. Don't do that.
I think black men are more open and experimental. I think they just keep it in private for the most part. I talk to a lot of women, and they be saying some shit that I just didn't expect to hear from my black men.
If it's non-dominant, cause dominant shit niggas be with. If they doing it to the bitch, they be with it.
No, it's the other way around.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Where they at though?
Now I got someone who said they would definitely come on the pod to talk about that stuff.
It's a guy?
No, it's a woman about things that
I want to talk to a nigga.
Things that she do.
I want to talk to
that
no
she
bitch.
do to black men.
I want to talk to a free,
find him,
freaky free nigga.
Find him.
Come on up here and talk to your girl, because Lee's probably gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna take my exit.
All right, I'm out. Y'all be good.
Y'all be good. Like,
nah.
no, I know.
It's cool. I got my journalist hat on all the time. So whenever I'm talking to my homegirls and I hear certain stories, I'm like, yo, see if they be cool with coming on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
I want to talk about it. I want to talk to them about like how, why they decided to just live in their truth and live in their.
I got a friend
in spite of.
I got a friend in Virginia. Her sister is married to a guy. They've been married for some years, right? She makes bread. Him, not so much. They got like 3 kids or so together. She found out he was on this gay dating app. She saw that he was meeting up with guys. Doing things and all that. She had got a weight loss surgery thing.
And they were in a relationship.
No, they're married.
Married.
They've been married for years. They're still married. She still stayed with him. They don't have sex unless he's drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why she won't just let that man be free?
But at the same time, he'd be like, I'm not gay. I'm just whatever.
Okay, you're bi.
And he's homophobic as fuck when he see guys, I guess, out in public.
Not you homophobic on the fucking gay dating apps. Don't do that.
But he doesn't know that
she knows.
That my friend, who's a sister, knows. So she be hearing him saying homophobic stuff when he see gay guys out in public. She in her mind like, bro, I know that you like dudes.
Oh my God.
And that she caught you on this app and all this other shit. But she said he be seeming so unhappy.
Yes.
But anyway,
she
they're
should
still
just
together.
I would
she
divorce
got pregnant
him
again like a year or so
ago.
ago.
My God.
But anyway, I want to get their asses on the pod.
I want to get their asses on the pod. So
word, I said if I gotta pay them, like,
I would love to. What? Let that nigga go, sis. I bet you he'll be the best father and the best friend. I bet you when people are happier, when they are free, when they can live in their uttermost truth, especially men who are hiding the gay. They are just better human beings.
I agree.
Why would you want to just keep him just because you don't want to be by yourself?
Why he don't want to just leave?
Because society tells him that he can't. Like, I mean, it could be a masculinity thing. It could be a family thing. It could be, you know what I mean? People have various reasons why they don't come out the closet. It doesn't just mean leave her. It means coming out the closet, because why else would I leave? And that is hard to do. But if she saw it, bitch, kick him out. Like, no. God.
And she had a homegirl.
Oh, that's so sad.
She had a homegirl.
I feel bad for the both of them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
She had a homegirl in Atlanta who lived in Atlanta. Came to stay with them for a few weeks. She looks a little rough, though.
Okay.
A little masculine.
Okay.
Anyway, they end up having a threesome maybe days down the line of her staying there.
Okay.
They all end up, her friend who she let stay with her, she ended up falling out with his wife.
Okay.
So she moved out. But before she moved out, that woman let the wife know that I fucked your husband on the first night that I stayed the night over. Oh. So my friend sent me a picture of her. Nigga, she looked like
a stud.
Yes, she looked like a dude, man. Like
she's a stud.
Yeah, she looked bad.
Wow. No.
Not good bad.
And she wasn't like a cute stud. She was mannish.
She looked like Troy Ave.
Oh.
Troy Ave, the rapper. You don't know him, Google him. But
I definitely know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yikes.
Hit the first night. So.
Listen, she better let that motherfucking. That's very let's move on. I know who Troy Ave is.
Yeah. He's looking him up.
He put the picture up.
Yeah, she look like Troy Ave, man.
That's wild. All right, let's move on. We're done with the questions.
All right.
Let's go into. I think I'm gonna call this segment Quickie.
All right.
Cause just quick, this or that.
In and out.
That's a good one. Okay. White people shit.
Good.
That's the theme. Will, put your mic on. Is it on? Is it good? Yeah. All right. So the theme of the superlatives, aka in and out. Yeah, we can hear you. Is white people shit. Because why not? Southern or northern white folk? Which one?
That's it. Just
Southern whites or northern whites?
I'll go with northern.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Why?
Because you work with nothing but southern whites.
I mean, it's some that's from Boston.
And you really
like
you fuck with them. Like, yeah.
But the southern whites, they don't take to the northern whites well because they're so upfront.
Yeah.
That makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
When you curse and you whatever, I don't care if you're a supervisor.
Yeah.
Like, curse at me, cool.
Yeah.
I played sports back in the day. So
got you.
I can take stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. But yeah, I love northern white people.
Yeah. What about you?
Northern whites.
Northern whites.
I would say because like what you said earlier. No, it's like they're less. Racist is too strong.
Like they have racial biases, but they're not led racistly.
No,
like, in the majority of them, I should say, because I've
been to Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. I got family in Boston. I got family in New York, so I've been back and forth a lot. It'd be like you say, it's based off of your job.
Yeah,
like your thing. It's not about how you look.
Yes,
it's about that classism sort of thing.
Yes, it's a class thing.
So the response is a little bit different. I've had white people up north you might be racist as hell. You just seem very standoffish because you in your own shit.
Right.
Most of my family's from Georgia.
Yeah.
I grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I've seen racist whites. They just don't like black people or Hispanic people because they don't like them.
Yes, because they just don't like them.
I haven't really seen that as much
in the north.
Yeah. Not from my personal experience.
Yeah.
So.
But I do respect that about southern whites.
Because we see where they stand.
Yeah. But
absolutely.
Northern motherfuckers,
you'll never know until it's time, until some shit happens, and then you're absolutely right about that because you're like that is the scary part. I prefer northern whites first anyway because I do like the southern whites though. I will say my experience living in North Carolina has not been like I haven't encountered any racism at all.
Yeah, I don't encounter it either.
But the southern white. It's weird to keep saying this shit.
But, I know.
But a southern white person, when they're friendly, they're like really.
They're super friendly.
Really
they're super friendly. When they're friendly, when they're not racist, they are super friendly.
Up north,
it don't matter.
In my experience,
they're nasty.
All y'all kind of fall in the same box. We're gonna treat you kind of the same for the most part, within the range.
Yeah.
But
unless you family or we fuck with you for real,
right.
That's it. But like the blacks treat you the same way the whites.
Yeah, it'd be the same shit.
Yeah. Just rude and
yeah.
No, we're not rude. We just standoffish.
You just standoffish and cold, and kind of cold.
A little cold.
I'll ask you a question. I don't know you. I need to know where the fucking subway is, dog.
It's
you won't even look. Like, for example, let's go.
We won't even look you in the face.
I'm in Williamsburg. I'm trying to find the fucking subway. So I need to get to Manhattan and shit. Yeah. So I'm on my phone. I'm trying to find where the subway is. On the map, it says it's right here. I don't see shit. So I walked up on the nigga. He was like, there's a white guy. And I was like, excuse me. I'm like very polite, trying to be nice and shit. This nigga was like, didn't even respond to me like at all. And I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Where's the subway?
Yeah.
This nigga didn't even look at me.
He just pointed.
He just pointed.
Yeah.
Back behind his back is like that way. So
he helped. He gave you the directions. I don't see the problem.
But I walked down the street and I was like, okay. Okay, I walked down the street and I was like, do I go left?
Yeah, he
right?
didn't get.
Now, luckily, I guess left and I found where I was supposed to go. But he ain't say shit. He just
like,
pointed that fucking way. And that was it.
Man, don't talk to me.
Right, dead ass.
If that had happened in the South, they would have walked you. They'd have walked with you, and but that conversation would have been about your family life and shit like that. Like Southern whites are, when they are not racist, they are incredibly nice.
And
like,
they're more nice than racist for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely. I've never
in Charlotte, they're more nice than racist.
I've never experienced a racist
South Carolina's a little different.
South Carolina is a different
Virginia too.
Virginia is a different southern state, but North Carolina is different. It's just they're just not as racist,
right,
or as blatantly racist. I should say.
I think because we have more like metropolitan, bigger cities.
That's what I was about to say.
And places like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I prefer northern whites. But
northern whites,
but they are, they have a lot of racial biases, but it's not just black people. It's the certain like demographic, the certain culture, the certain like background, and all of that. Like they won't just, it's not just black, it's Haitian, it's African, and they have shit to say about each. So it's racist, but it's never like super blatant. I've never experienced any super blatant. My mother has, but I think by the time they just got used to seeing more niggas, I guess. I don't know, but
you kind of have to accept it because it's New York. You're right on top of everybody.
So
you don't have a choice but to accept people to a point.
Yeah. Unless you live in Staten Island. And then
Staten Island's different. That shit's like regular. It's almost like a regular city type shit in comparison to New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
It don't even seem like New York. I know the first time I saw it, I was surprised
that it was still considered New York.
Yeah, because it's a completely different vibe in New York.
Long Island too. Long Island. Well, it depends on where in Long Island.
I've never been to Long Island before.
Yeah, it depends on where. There's more black people that live in Long Island than people think it is. But okay, next one. Favorite European country.
Shit. I gotta ponder.
That's tough because I've never been to a European country.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, just based off what I know, I would probably say, is Germany considered European?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say Germany. Because I supposedly have family in Germany. My dad used to live in Germany.
Okay.
My mother was born in Germany.
Okay.
And just World War II buff. I like a history type too.
Yeah.
So like I know the World War II thing was crazy.
It was crazy.
But no. I'm not defending any of that shit. I'm not defending any of that shit. But but I'm also I follow like a lot of technology. I just like history.
Yeah.
So a lot of influence that we have today comes from German scientists from World War I and World War II.
Yeah.
So based off that, if I had to pick one, probably say
Germany. Okay.
And it's very beautiful. I've seen pictures and watched videos. I want to go one day. I would say Germany.
Okay.
Italy?
Of course. I mean.
What you mean, of course?
I mean, it's romantic.
Yeah, I ain't thinking of it because of that.
Italy's romantic.
Me is the
Italian food is just
the food, of course.
Literally divine.
I just love the way they talk.
Yeah, and the way they talk.
If I was ever European, I want to be one of them niggas.
An Italian.
Right,
I got you.
for sure.
Yeah. I say England. I leave my son London, for real. Like I love England so much because it's not white.
Right.
It's not white. It's a European country, but it's just so many Jamaicans and so much flavor and so much like black people, so many French people. It's lit.
Simone's aunt lives in London.
It's lit. I would live there. I would totally move my whole family to England.
There's a lot of people from the Caribbean that live in London.
Yeah,
I know from Trinidad in particular. There's a lot of people.
There's so many. Yeah. And there's mad like Indian people too.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Mad Indian people, Chinese people. There's a lot of Chinese people who live in England too. I fuck with that place. Dude, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's funny you said that. I used to know a girl back when I was in school. I didn't really know her. She was a friend of a friend, but she was Japanese, but she had an English accent. And I thought that shit was so fucking cute because it like to me it made no sense. Because I'm American.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm expecting you to sound a certain way.
Yeah.
Right.
And you had this really cute European accent because you grew up in England. I think. UK one, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was like so.
I love that accent.
But the same thing. There's a huge population of everybody.
Everybody. There, yeah. It's like New York, but in a different country. Like it's like the European New York. That's why I fuck with it. It's super dope. Okay, next one. Favorite alternative song? Which is like country, rock, whatever. Just not made by by black people.
I gotta ponder.
For some reason, I can't think of anyone. If I had to pick one,
because let me tell y'all something. That wasn't the 2000s. Slapped.
What?
White people had their
90s.
heyday.
The
The 90s and the early 2000s. Rock.
Yeah,
alternative.
No, it's funny.
Slapped. Like, are you kidding
Aerosmith was killing it back in the 90s.
What?
There's a lot
Crazy.
of them.
Nirvana. What?
Yeah.
Sickening.
Queens of the Stone Age. Nobody knows.
Okay.
No one really knows this song. Like, it used to come on MTV like in the middle of the night. But I swear to God, every time I hear this shit, every time I see the video,
title does sound familiar.
I feel the same way. I be ready just to all that shit every time I hear it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of songs like that. But if I had to pick one that's on my list, that would be probably it.
What about you?
Like white, what?
Either 90s, 2000s, favorite alternative.
Or just
song.
Maroon 5.
Okay.
Sunday Morning. That's not.
Oh,
really
that's nice.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Dope, man.
Mine is Last Resort. Papa Roach. I think that was
Roach was big.
I have to hear it. See, I don't know any of their songs. I have to hear it.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Because my son.
Oh yeah, I know this shit.
They be in the house going off because I like alternative music from the 90s and the 2000s, so I listen to it and I don't know what it is, but Zay is like
speaks to him.
He is an alternative kid. The other kids be like, what in the fuck is he listening to? And that was my shit.
Have you ever been to a rock concert?
No, I don't like concerts. You know I don't like concerts.
No, them shits be live.
They be live, but I don't like it. It's too many people. It's too many.
Hey,
too much smells. Too much scent.
What do I say all the
time?
Too
much drugs. Too much everything.
And I feel
definitely drugs.
What the fuck? I hate big groups of people. I say this shit all the time.
I cannot do it. My anxiety will flare.
I don't like talking to niggas. I don't like big groups of people. I definitely can't have that shit happen at the same time because it's not my comfort zone.
Too much.
But no, I've been to like 2 rock concerts, and one rock concert was up in the mountains, and I didn't really know any of the groups. I just went with a white buddy of mine, and that shit was so fucking lit. That shit was lit. I mean, like for real, like better than any hip hop concert I ever been to. As far as energy, that shit was like, cause white people talking about earlier, they don't give a fuck. They be fucking unhinged, just enjoying themselves, man. That shit be crazy.
I'll be looking around like,
don't give a fuck. And you see like a group of people doing that shit. I don't even need to know the songs. I don't even have to like this shit.
You in it too.
You
unhinged too. Fuck it. Like
I couldn't even tell you who was on the stage. I remember how I felt at the concert.
Yes.
That's ill.
Niggas be on it, man.
Oh my God. That's why I want to go to Burning Man before I die.
Same.
Like I need to go to Burning Man.
That shit's in the middle of the fucking desert.
And they just high as a kite. Everybody's high and sharing everything. They're sharing drugs. They're sharing food. They're sharing women. They're sharing men. They're sharing everything. It's just like one big like experience of highness.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm like, I want to go. I need to experience that at least once in my life. Okay, 2 more. Favorite European food region. So the food.
Italian. I love tomatoes. Like it's like my favorite thing to put on anything. And tomatoes and cheese. That's like
you say Italian too?
Yeah,
for sure.
That's it.
I gotta go Greek. Let me tell you something. Have you ever had Greek food?
No.
Yeah.
I heard it's good.
I've had Greek food.
There's not Greeks food. It's just like of another fuck. I don't know what the fuck, how the fuck, and why the fuck, but that shit is delicious.
Really?
The halal carts, you know, the white sauce, they use that's tzatziki sauce is Greek. That's a Greek thing. Or the Greek stole it one way or another. I don't know. But I know that I tasted it on a Greek salad before I had it on my halal food before. Oh, I want halal food.
There's a spot right by
I know.
my
There's a halal food truck guy.
Oh, for real?
In the city, yeah. But yeah, Greek food, they make the best salads. They make the way that they cook their chicken is good. It's so good. And Greek people, low key, fucking popping. Like, Greek people are probably maybe like the least racist of the whites. And I had no idea.
They're beautiful people too, by the way. They have very like dark. They're white, but they have like those darker features.
Darker hair. Maybe that's why they're the least racist. Well, in my experience, people, because I don't know, I don't want y'all hitting me up like, let me tell you what happened to me in the middle of a Greek, fucking restaurant, and they kicked my nigger ass out. You know,
right.
I don't. But in my experience, the Greek people, their community that they have in New York, they are so fucking nice and welcoming, and just like they don't even notice that you're black almost. It's just like, it's not a thing. It's not a fucking thing. But that food. I'm gonna
have to try it.
Listen. Okay, last one. This is gonna be funny, and you gotta think about it. Favorite white saying.
Favorite white saying.
Yes.
Like phrase.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if I have a favorite.
I think this is funny, and I've only heard a person say it maybe like 3 or 4 times. Screw the pooch.
I've heard that.
It's like, oh man, I fucked it up real bad. Oh man, I screwed the pooch. I just think that's just funny. Like, just that's what you choose to say in this scenario.
Screw the pooch. It's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. What about you?
I got nothing.
Okay. I don't really have one, but I don't know what I just Googled, but this shit says the title of this article says 12 words black people invented and white people killed.
That sounds interesting.
Jiggy.
Yeah.
I just like when they are authentically white.
Yeah, me too.
I like when it's not a black phrase. It's a authentic white, like golly. The southern white ones be funny, but I can't think of like the phrases, the sayings and shit that they say be funny as fuck. Like hotter than a wetter than a fish's tits, or you know what I mean?
I ain't good at that shit.
Oh, my basketball coach used to say this shit when I was in school. He used to say when we wouldn't do the suicides in time, like come in. He used to say we were slower than molasses all the time.
Slower than molasses. Like, I didn't even know what molasses was until I got older. It was like, oh, that's what they say that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you see it. It's like mad, thick, slow, So it makes sense, but.
Yeah, like who pissed in your cornflakes? I stole that from a white person in New York. They said it to me, and I was like, "That is hilarious." Who pissed in your cornflakes this morning?
I think I heard one time where what they said, "Fuck me while running backwards." Like he was pissed off. Like,
well, fuck me while running backwards.
Right. I cracked up at that.
What the fuck that nigga say? Suck me sideways. I was like,
fuck me sideways.
He said suck me sideways.
Well, okay.
I was like confused.
Well, suck me sideways.
Different,
and then when they put the well in front of it, well,
different.
fuck me sideways.
Y'all different. We love y'all for that.
We love y'all for it. Oh my God, thanks for that. Because thank you for your contribution. If y'all could just come up with more shit on your own, it would be great. It would be great. Golly willikers us to death. That's fine. We love when you're authentic. We love that.
Ned Flanders.
Yeah. We love when it's authentic. When it's not, it's just like, boo, boo.
Right.
All right, guys, we're going to get the fuck up out of here. I'm not crying next week. We not talking about nothing. We talk about sex the whole episode. I don't give a fuck. Or something. Right. Something. I'm not doing this no more. Word. I'm going to get in here and be like, guys.
You ended on a great note, though.
Yeah, no. Of course. You know, we got it's duality. Yeah. Thanks for listening again. Don't forget, go to the YouTube. I sound like an old bitch. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in We're All Adults Here and watch us. Because I'm cute.
She's glowing, losing weight.
I don't
aging backwards.
Yeah, thank God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God for melanin.
Mm-hmm.
Soon we're gonna talk about. Never mind. I'm gonna tell y'all that off air because I don't want to get canceled. Because there's a realization Capricia and I came up to yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's why. So anyway, go to YouTube and subscribe and watch all of our videos that we have on there. Comment, please. Give us all the thumbs up, and if anybody has a negative comment, y'all beat them up. Go beat them up. And then go follow us on Instagram at WAAH Podcast. And share all of our shit and invite your friends. Twitter also WAAH Podcast, and TikTok Podcast Waah. And then you can go follow me at Ebby the Stack on everything. And if you felt bad for me earlier, just send me a Cash App.
Word, drop your Cash App.
It's you know why I'm laughing.
I know why.
My Cash App is $ Ebby and them 3, the number 3 kids. It's funny. Okay, yeah. Go follow me on everything, and TikTok included at Ebby the Stacks. And give them your socials.
Follow me at Whiskey Lee _ on the gram.
And go follow Will Wonder as well. And he's on TikTok too with his finger drumming. It's lit. It is. I love it. I was like, hey, that's Will on my For You page. Yay.
You getting mad love though?
And some love.
Yeah. It's early.
It's early.
I'm gonna put like 3 posts on.
Okay.
So.
All right, guys, we're out of here.
Be good.